More than 70% of credit limit decisions at America's biggest card companies are now made by a machine. No loan officer, no second opinion. Federal investigators say the agency meant to police that machine doesn't have the tools to look inside of it. So, when an algorithm sets your credit limit, who's checking its work? Here's what the machine actually looks at. Not just your income, not just your payment history. Federal regulators have confirmed lenders are feeding these models something else. How you move a mouse across a screen, how you browse, how you use your phone, who you're connected to on social media. None of that is on your credit report. You will never see it. There's no form that lists it, no box you can check to opt out. The algorithm builds a picture of you from data you didn't know it was collecting. And somewhere inside that picture, a number gets attached to your name. Approved, denied, higher rate, lower rate. Nobody outside the system can tell you exactly why. In July of 2025, one of these machines got caught. Not by federal regulators, by a state attorney general. Massachusetts accused a student loan company called Earnest of building bias directly into its approval model. Here's how. The algorithm used something called a cohort default rate, the average default rate of everyone who ever attended your school. If people who went where you went struggled to repay loans, the algorithm penalized you personally before you'd missed a single payment. Black and Hispanic applicants were penalized more often than white applicants. And there was a second filter, a rule that automatically rejected anyone who didn't hold at least a green card. The company settled for $2.5 million. No trial, no public admission of guilt, just a check. But here's what should stop you. The rule that flagged your neighborhood's default history as your personal risk. Nobody had to explain that to you, not until someone else found it first. So ban the algorithm, right? Here's the problem. The law already says you can't hide behind one. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has stated plainly that a company is not excused from explaining a denial just because it built a model too complex for its own engineers to interpret. Every applicant still has a legal right to know why they were turned down. That sounds like a solution, but the counter evidence is real and it's strong. Federal investigators reported that one AI vendor told them credit unions using its model saw a 40% jump in approvals for women and people of color. A separate nonprofit research group found that stronger machine learning models increased approvals by about 4% over simpler methods, while screening out more of the borrowers likely to default. At current lending volume, that's roughly 2 million more credit card accounts, 152,000 more mortgages. So which is it? Is the algorithm the bias, or is it the fix? Here's the thing behind the thing. That legal right to an explanation, it just got smaller. On April 22nd, 2026, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau finalized a rule that erased one of its own enforcement tools. Proving that a policy hits Black, Hispanic, or non-citizen borrowers harder, even with hard numbers, is no longer enough on its own to win a case under federal fair lending law. Regulators would now have to prove someone meant to discriminate. Intent is nearly impossible to find inside a black box. If you are Black, Hispanic, or a non-citizen applying for credit or a student loan right now, this is worth saying plainly. The federal tool most likely to catch a biased algorithm before it hurts you was just switched off. The only agency that acted this year wasn't Washington. It was one state attorney general in Massachusetts. So here's where it sits. One company got caught. One state attorney general acted. One federal rule got rolled back. The machine deciding your credit limit is still watching your mouse move, your phone, your connections. Nobody outside it knows exactly what it's weighing. If you apply for a loan tomorrow, you won't get a form that names the model. You won't get a form that lists the data it used. You'll get one word, approved or denied. No explanation attached. No appeal that reaches the code itself. Just a decision, made by something nobody elected, that answers to almost no one. The agency built to check its math already looked the other way. This is Thought Experiment, where we question not just what happened, but what happens next.